Coach, I tell you what, I think you saw a lot out of your team here. Kind of depleted in the secondary. We talked about that with the injuries and so forth. But I thought that they fought the whole game, both defensive and offensively.
Yeah, we played hard. We didn't quit. There was a lot of positive things, but there was also a lot of negative things too. And I'm proud of our effort and guys stepping up and fighting the way they did. But yes, we were a little banged up, but we also got beat by a very talented football team, and we didn't make the plays that we needed to win this game.
Didn't make the plays, but where did you see the improvement from, say, the VMI game a week off last week to today?
Yeah, I think our players have the confidence and understand that at any point in time we can rise up and make a play, whether that's 3rd down and 12 on offense, whether it's a red zone stop. Our defense continually came up big in the red zone. We had a great 4th down conversion in the 4th quarter that was great. So our players have that level of confidence. We're just lacking that level of consistency right now.
Is some of that due to the offensive line and just kind of shuffling different guys in and out? You had a few new faces that didn't get to play the first couple of games. How much is that going to hopefully be more of a cohesive unit soon?
Yeah, definitely on both sides of the ball. For us in the secondary on defense, where we were playing 3 freshmen and really a 4th and a little bit as well. And then our offensive line, which has just been shuffled. We haven't had the same 5 guys for the first 3 football games. And that is showing. There's no doubt about that, but guys are gaining valuable experience, and hopefully we'll be able to gel here, as we enter our league schedule.
Rashawn Baker went out, looked like an ankle. Do you have an update there?
It is an ankle. He's a fast healer. He's played through some injuries in the past. I'm confident that he'll do everything that he can to be out there for our first league game against Lafayette.
Ralph Rucker also is playing on a very, very tender ankle, but boy, he made some plays just like he has the first 2 games, didn't he?
Yeah, a guy who had an ankle, hurt it again during our bye week, which was unfortunate, and then hurt it there in the first half, and that certainly limited him. But I think he just shows, the type of ultimate competitor that he is. He's going to go hard, and doesn't matter if that ankle's limited him or not. He's not going to let it bother him, and he's still going to go out there and make the plays that he needs to make to get points on the board.
And he did. He kept plays alive with his, even though it was an injured ankle, his bad wheel. But what about Eric Weatherly? You and I had talked. He had made a great catch against VMI over the middle, but boy, he came up with a couple of touchdowns, nearly caught a 3rd out here today. He's kind of lightning in a bottle. He can really make things happen, can he?
Yeah, I really feel like this was his first game where you can kind of see what we see in practice, and that is that extra gear that he has when he hits the open field, and he did that a number of times, whether it was with the punt return or with the speed sweep or getting open for the touchdown. He continues to get comfortable in our offense, and he is a guy that we need to get the ball to a number of different ways.
And you found a number of different ways to get the ball to Coleman Bennett, the other running back, what I like to call the B&B moving company there with Bennett and Baker. But you're going to see him get more touches too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And both carrying the football and catching it out of the backfield and doing what we did today, which was go empty and get him matched up on a linebacker. And he caught several of his plays, either in man coverage where it was a gigantic mismatch, and sometimes in zone where he's savvy enough to find those holes in the interior zones of defenses and exploit them there.
You wondered about Roman Pearson, kind of learning as he goes, the sophomore defensive back. And I know he got picked on a lot by Richardson, some of the other receivers for Penn.
Yeah.
But I thought he stood up well. He got his first career pick off a deflection. Talk about him and how healthy is he?
Yeah, Richardson's a great player. We knew we were going to have troubles with him. He was as advertised, made plays. Roman's got a ton of talent. His ceiling is just super, super high. He's gotten so much better in his time, but he still has a ways to go. He's gaining the valuable experience. I'm proud of him, how he was able to come back. Yes, they were picking on him early, and then to get that interception in the end zone was great. And then they kept picking on him, and he gave up a play here or there, but he never quit the entire time. And so it's a learning process for him. Sims came in when Pearson got a little dinged up, and is a fighter as well. We'll continue to do what we need to do to find ways to help Roman be the best player he can be out there.
gave up some chunk yardage in the defensive backfield, but a lot of that, it appeared, was a lot of youth out there and maybe just kind of some assignments that weren't quite followed the way they needed to be?
Yes, I think we definitely, when our young kids were out there and Penn decided to go fast, they did a great job of lulling you to sleep. They would go slow, go slow, and then pick up the pace right when you just assumed they were going to go slow. And you're right, exactly. Our upperclassmen, they've seen that before. This is the first offense that has done that against us this year, and with our number of our younger players, they were definitely caught disadvantaged. And again, hats off to Penn for exploiting that.
Before we let you go, as you mentioned, you have the first Patriot League game of the year next week at Lafayette. Hopefully you get some of these guys more and more healthy. This Lafayette team didn't see a final. They were in a dogfight with Monmouth, but boy, they've played well early on, haven't they?
Yeah, and another great defensive team. It seems like we've started the season here with 4 in a row, but that is their strength, is their defense, and they don't beat themselves on offense, and so just about every game that they play is going to be more of a low-scoring, tight affair, and they've got they've been battle tested enough to know that they can compete with anybody. I think they showed that here against a fairly decent Monmouth team today, and I look forward to watching the film and seeing what we can do to exploit the few weaknesses that they do have.
I know the weather held down the crowd a little bit, but boy, family weekend, homecoming combined, it was still a great crowd considering the elements too, right?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it was rainy and on and off the entire game, and it was great to see the Bison faithful come out, and with a lot of umbrellas out there in the stands, but their presence was felt, and our team appreciates that.
Well, we appreciate you, Coach Cecchini. Thank you very much for your time. We'll see you in Easton next week.
All right, thanks, Doug.